To get this week started right, I want to talk to you about something that can have a negative effect across your entire organization: gossip. Gossip can be debilitating. It breeds distrust amongst individuals, can infect an entire team structure, and even cause a project to fail. It can be systemic throughout an entire organization. So what are we to do about it? Knowing that almost every organization experiences gossip in one form or another, what are we left to do? Well, to try to policy your way out of this, or merely call a team meeting and just demand that everyone stop, will be about as effective as telling a lion to become a vegetarian. Try as you might, that cat is going to eat meat. And try as you might, people are going to gossip. But we do need to find a way. As leaders, we certainly can't ignore it, nor, the worst alternative, participate in it. So the first thing I think that we need to do is recognize when it's becoming a problem. What signs are there that gossip is actually causing a problem and it's beyond sort of the normal pale of human gossip? You need to act when gossip becomes disruptive, when someone is being maligned, when it is damaging interpersonal relationships. But in order to act on it, we need to analyze why it occurs in the first place. Research around the topic of gossip indicates that employees are more susceptible to it when they feel insecure and powerless. The more they feel out of the loop or isolated, the more people are drawn to gossip. When people feel disconnected from the larger organization or don't know where they fit in the broader vision, they tend to form cliques and try to draw others in, and gossip festers. So how do we respond to gossip as a leader? The first thing we want to do is promote an atmosphere of openness. We want to build an environment where people are included as much as possible, and they feel part of the organization's broader vision. I'm not suggesting that we manage by committee on every issue, but when the opportunity presents itself, people should know where they fit in the organization. They should be part of the organization's vision, and the culture should be such that people feel included and not isolated and out of the loop. The second thing we want to do is set an example. Attitudes are communicated from the top. Leaders need to appreciate that they have a disproportionate influence over many organizational behaviors. Be a good role model for others and don't engage in the gossip. The third thing we want to do is listen to the gossip and perhaps turn it around. What do I mean by that? Well, it's very difficult to just shut somebody down when they're communicating, even though we recognize it as gossip. So what we can do is, after the person is done explaining the issue, maybe somebody performed poorly on a project or was unprepared in a meeting, we can suggest a way to maybe correct that, help raise that person up, help them improve further, or maybe dig deeper into what's going on with that person as to why they failed in the first place. In this regard, you're setting a good example and you're taking that negative interaction and turning it into something positive. The fourth thing, particularly when it's getting out of hand, is address the perpetrators. This will take some courage. It's not easy to have these types of conversations, but it needs to be neutralized. This is not a situation where you're just going to browbeat somebody and tell them what they did wrong, but we want to make sure that we coach this person and correct the behavior. Well, these are just a few suggestions on how to deal with a problem that every organization faces: employee gossip, and how to mitigate some of the negative effects before it spreads through your entire workforce. I hope you found it helpful. If you haven't already, sign up for my free training, Quarters on the Quarter. You can do so just by accessing the sign-in button, or the opt-in form, if you will, on my website. The website should be scrolling on the bottom. Each quarter, I start a new theme on leadership, business, or personal development. And each month within that is a new 15-minute free training video. This quarter, we're dealing with the topic of employee engagement. And last month, our first video in the series dealt with creating the employee engaging job, right from the very beginning through the onboarding process. Next month, in May, we're going to release a video that covers how to create an employee engaging culture within your organization. And part of what we'll deal with is, what are some of the things that could adversely affect that? Particularly gossip, and we'll delve deeper into this topic and talk more about strategies to mitigate it and other employee behaviors that can really negatively impact it. So please, again, sign up, it's free. Additionally, if there's anything you want covered or any topics that you'd like to see in the future, please email me. And again, my email address should be scrolling across the bottom right now. Have a great week. I wish you tons of success and tons of happiness this week. Be well.